tip that I would show you this background sky that I did in the Diox purple colour after it's dried. So the tip of the day for today is to be brave and leave the watercolour alone when you're doing beautiful washes in the backgrounds like this. So I'll show you how it looks now that the paint is all dry and the paper's dry. I was using this Hake brush, spelt H-A-K-E. I think that's probably reversed, sorry about that. And this is a goat's hair bristle brush, which is a beautiful soft brush. It's quite a wide one. So the tip that I mentioned last time was just be careful that you don't let the sharp wooden edges grind into the paper while you're doing the brushing. Keep it nice and vertical and upright while you're doing that. So here's my little painting, and I'm just going to get the tape off. I've left the tape on while it's drying, which helps the paper to flatten back out as it shrinks back down to dry again. When you load the water and the colour into the paper, it always expands the paper out, especially when using this beautiful cotton rag paper. So cotton rag paper soaks in lots of the moisture, which is what gives the beautiful effects in the backgrounds. So if you leave it taped on while it's drying, then as it shrinks back down and dries again, it will stretch itself flat. So that's why it's really important to leave this tape on. I like to tear, I always try and get into the habit of tearing away from the painting, low and slow, to remove tape. So low and slow and away from the painting. And it's quite nice having this tape edge around the outside of the painting so you get a beautiful crisp white edge on your sheet of watercolour paper. I'm just using ordinary masking tape. It's fairly high tack, it's fairly strong. Here's the last one. So there's the background sky all finished, and have a look at how beautiful and soft that's ended up being. So when you first lay down the brush strokes into the background, the water on the page, it always looks way too sharp and angular what you put in, and you're always tempted to fiddle with it and fiddle with it. But honestly, you've really got to get into the habit of leaving it alone and letting it do its own magic, because the end result is just delicious, I think. Really, really soft. If you're patient and you allow the watercolour to do its magic, then it will soften and soften and soften as it dries. So you have to kind of have this huge amount of trust that the watercolour is going to do that. So that's the tip for today, is trust the watercolour to soften in the background sky. Don't fiddle with it, whatever you do. So this is a really nice sky background that you could use for then just putting some nice strong dark silhouettes on the front. I've got some examples here somewhere, over here, of putting some little, this is in a different sort of colour. This is in the Payne's Grey. I've thrown in a whole pile of different little things in this one. So there's a Payne's Grey tonal painting there, and I've thrown in some examples. This is kind of just a little sampler painting. There's a eucalyptus tree and some fencing and some bushes and then some poplar trees and things. So you can just go a little bit stronger with your Diox purple and do some beautiful silhouetting of trees and landscapes, and then make the sky the total feature of the painting. So there you go, that's your tip of the day. Don't forget there's more Learn to Paint watercolour classes in the online dojo. You can paint a painting like this. This is what we're going to be creating in beginner's pathway in the coming month. Learn how to paint an apple painting like this right from scratch, even if you've never picked up a watercolour brush before. So visit the link, it's dojo.zenartart.com. That's probably reversed as well, sorry about that. It's the reverse camera. And if you visit that link, I'll put that link in the comment down below, but have a look, and there's some free Learn to Paint watercolour classes in there. Thanks for watching.